Hmm. Okay, like I always say, life is so sweet when you understand the secrets to create wealth. Take responsibility for your finance or get used to taking orders for the rest of your life. You are either a master of money or a slave to it. Your choice. That's our language. All right, how's our day? Today we want to direct our day, we want to control our income. Today's going to be so interesting. But there's something that throughout the night I was meditating. I could not, that was everything till this morning. I was thinking about it. There's something I was learning. And the man has made heavy money. I mean, ooh, oh God. Sorry. Okay, let's have some fun. Oh, today of all day. Today of all day. So I said, I'm going to let it out. Did I read this the photo? Okay. So do you know what happened? He said something like, hire your weak point, your weakness, because your strength will make you money, but your weak point or your weakness will save the money. I was like, how? And the man made a lot of money after coming out from prison. And he said he learned it from the man in the prison who have been gambling for 37 years and has made billions of dollars. He said, hire your weak point. Because at the end, after your strength and your time has made the money, it is your weakness that the money will settle from. I was like, God, what kind of higher is it saying? What is this saying here? This was a point that I was meditating throughout the night. Because your weak point is where your money will go. Is it hire your weak point? Hire someone or something to take care of your weak point. Every man, every great man has a weak point. All right, we'll discuss about that. But today, we want to talk about goals. Now, we're talking about goals today. We keep talking, today we are talking chapter 10 of this book. It has helped us in having our goals. This is by Brian Tracy. Two people have made a lot of money, have been directed by this man, this author. And we said every day, make sure that you read one chapter of a book every day. Now, this book is directing us in our income, how we can achieve the kind of money we need to achieve, directing us in our goals to achieve the goal. So today, are we going to increase our income today? Like yesterday, we discussed about how to increase your income. Today, we're going to also discuss about it again, what to do. But today is what is affecting. Remove the roadblocks. There is something that is delaying you in achieving those goals. And then you're the only one that know it. But let's talk about it. Let's open up your mind today. And then for business people, if you're into business or you want to go into business, today you understand the reason why you are not growing. And then what will help you to grow to that level that you want. There's one song into my mind. You want Igbo song, but I don't know how to sing it. Something like Agbada din 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 dun dun dun. Please drop your comments if you're following and let's know where you're watching us from. Support us by clicking on the like button, subscribe, share to your friends, Facebook, WhatsApp status, whatever. Just one idea can change your life. Like I said, you're just supporting us. That's the way of telling us, engineer, I'm supporting you and I'm supporting the program so that people could learn from it. Okay, this is a free program, but just learn and then join us in reading a chapter every day because it's going to help you. Then watch yourself in the next 30 days. God, you will see a lot of improvement in your finance, in your health, whatever. Then again, in my study yesterday, I want to help somebody out here. Then I was listening to a man that was 47 years, and he said at this moment he's 18 years. That we are in a generation where nobody will die again. I was like, what a mindset. He said at this moment he is that what he focused on first is health, because health will create the wealth. And when I look at the man, he was looking like an 18 years. I said, God. He said, in this generation, one of the things that's going to be more difficult is people will hardly die. What a world is creating. And some people are having are dying of different sickness. And a man is saying, we're in a generation where people will no longer die again. I mean, they will live an eternal life. How? And meditate on that. What do you listen to? But you know that we're going to discuss it. Actually, I had that mindset that they are building a system where people will no longer die again. But now he said something first that triggered me, that is 18 at the moment. Because at the age of 18 to 20, you are very active. And that is where he is now, that he worked on his bone and whatsoever. He was saying some things. I had to look for that message again, because I had to meditate on it and then know how far, go deep on that person, because he sold his company for $800 million. We'll discuss about that. But today, let's touch on this goal. There's a lot to learn. It's just something that I said, build your city. You are to define your city, your world, the kind of life you want to live, the money, everything is possible. Any kind of money you choose to make, it is possible. It's your decision and the questions you are asking yourself, and then how to improve. Watch the way we will grow in this group. Just watch. I like evidence because I believe that evidence counsels argument. All right. Today's topic says remove the road blocks. Let's discuss about it. Are we ready? Like I always advise you, always write when we're talking. Okay, let's play it. The person interested in success has to learn to view failure as a healthy, inevitable part of the process in getting to the top. Don't be afraid of failure. And I said it, I'm going to tell my kids and my loved one, don't be afraid to fail. My parents, sorry to say this, mommy, dad, sorry, so rest in peace. They never taught me this. I'm going to let my children know at the early age, don't be afraid to fail. Make the choices, make the decision. Failure is part of the process to greatness. That you failed, and then you look at other people succeeding and they're progressing, you start giving, if I knew, I know. Do you know that what I would have made, there's one of my properties, or should I say, one of my properties or my investments that I would have sold for 33 million. I sold it for just 12 million. I'm telling you. And every day I'm regretting it. I'm like, why didn't I make research first? Why did I even sell this? Why did I even need this money? Why? But I had to learn and forgive myself and said, it's a learning process. Your next one, you're gonna hit 100 million. I said it to myself. And then you build a project that worth millions and millions to billions. Listen, sometimes you have to forgive yourself. What is the roadblock? What is that thing that is not making you to achieve your goal? Don't be afraid of failure. I will learn. All right, that's what for you to be at the top, you will fail. I almost failed many times. Should I tell you about the space X, the rocket? how he spent all his money and went bankrupt. And this guy refused to fail. I mean, Elon Musk refused to give up in the midst of the failure. People died, had to settle family just because he does not want to give up. There is something he was seeing. See, as far your eyes can see, as far you can imagine, you can achieve it. As far you can imagine it, you can achieve it. So your aim is to imagine it, even when you're failing. That is not the problem. But today we're going to discuss on the roadblock. What is hindering you from achieving those goals? This is a very simple thing. It's about you asking yourself the questions. What is my roadblock? Always ask yourself this question and let's define it. Okay. So a little bit. How many times do you think that people try to achieve their goals before they give up? Now, like I'll be summarizing everything for you. So how many times do people give up before they even get started? They've given up, and then when you start with an expectation that let me explain it to you so that you understand. Most of us, including me, just want to build a system so we believe in money that we're going to get money from this. When we have not started, challenges will start coming from family or whatsoever or demand. Now it will not affect us from doing what we want to do and say, let's solve the problem first. Instead of building is something that can give you wealth, we start on that. And at the end, procrastination, the ideas that we have, we end up not giving that thing a time again. And then we start blaming later on our income. Not knowing that God has given us an idea that we are supposed to push with everything to achieve. Number one. Then number two, in this process of getting to the top, I want to explain some things to you about us, about me, because I always put myself first so that you won't feel that you are the only one. We are in this journey together. Now, the second one is we're lucky to start a business, and then the business is not growing the way you're thinking, that you are imagining it. You don't even know that you need time because you just failed at the beginning. You start giving up. You start giving excuse. There's no more motivation. There's no more energy. There's no. You're never asking yourself a question. Why did I feel? Okay, I failed. Okay, what next? Why did people fail? There's no question. You just gave up. No, business is not like that. Life is not like that. Understand the principle of life. When they give birth to you, you don't know how to talk. The only thing you do is cry. And then your talk is to cry. You want food, you will cry. You want anything, you will cry. Now, but in the process of crying, they have to give you food. They have to guess whatsoever by giving you breast milk or whatsoever. Then there's a process. In the process, before you learn how to crawl, in the process of crawling, you will fall, you will injure, you will cry. It's a process. They will laugh you, they will pamper before you start walking. If in the process of walking, you will fall many times, you will injure many times. This is a process. Sometimes, before you walk, every child study about it. They want to run before they even walk. So why they want to walk, the next thing is they want to run and then they will fall. Sometimes in your business, I know you want to run before walking, but just know that you must walk first before you run. It is a principle of life. Sometimes what you need is to understand the nature of life. Once you understand the nature, it's a step by step. Knowing that, oh, I can definitely, failure is a process to get to the top. What is the roadblock? Is what we're discussing today. But knowing that failure is paths that will lead you to the top. And then yesterday, sorry, I studied a lot and I'm researching a lot, and I'm telling you about yesterday to tell you that I'm preparing for today to talk to you. Not only that, I studied for myself because of the level of where I want to go. I learn from the people, the people's mistake, and so on. All right, so we're going to be discussing today. Let me not tell you about yesterday again. But yesterday I learned a lot about processes to create wealth. Okay? So, today, you understand that there's a temporary failure, right? Okay. The fact is that successful people fail far more often than unsuccessful people. Are you saying it? So successful people fail more than unsuccessful people. So yeah, as I was making research about Elon Musk and other great men like uh, Steve Jobs, I started discovering that Elon Musk's father, you know what was talking about this? Bill Gates. He said, go and check those at the top. There is something they want to prove. He said Elon Musk's father was not okay for him. Gave him a challenge. I just want to use that word. So the boy grew up, wanted to prove a point. He said, go and study about what is the other man's name again? He was mentioning great men. Bill Gates. Bill Gates, one of the richest man, was talking about it. I'm like, God. And then I studied about myself. There's one business I built and I made so much money. In fact, that was one of the business that made me who I am today to to help me in the stepping stone of where I am. Actually, I built that business just to prove a point. Even I just to prove a point to my uncle and to people who look down on me. Sometimes, what is your motivation? In the midst, and there was a failure, but there was something that keep pushing you to achieve that goal. Every successful man, they failed. Are you failing? Are you regretting the fact that you failed? Just know that failure is part of a stepping stone to being at the top. In that business that you do or that you want to do, in that growth that you desire. If this man can be great, because of where you want to be, study those people. That is why you see me studying Elon Musk, studying men, because of where I dream and wish I want to be. And watch out as we continue in this process. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Drop your comment. Let's see your comment, please. All right. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us see that you're supporting us in this program. And then we're in chapter 10 of this. And then we want to talk about your growth, how to improve in your finance, in your income, and the process. Then he said, temporary failure always precede success. Now, temporary failure, it means that when you fail, you will always succeed. I failed. See, there's something I sold in my business. I regretted it and I'm regretting it, and I had to work on myself that it's okay. I know I failed it. Okay, you should expect to fail and fall short many times before you achieve your goal. You should look upon failure and temporary defeat as a part of the price that you pay on your road to success. Are you saying it? So this is what I'm saying. Always look at it as part of it, failure. But there's a part we are going to that is very interesting, and that is the level of your income business. I was like, I never asked myself that question before. And that part, we're getting there, but I'm not yet there. You see that part, eh? I was like, oh, Jesus, okay, this is where the error is. You are doing a business and you're not growing well. But we're not asking ourselves that question. You look at your income and it's not growing well. But you did not ask yourself that question. We're getting there. But now let's dance this thing. Then, think in terms of solution. Let's talk about that. Now, you understand that failure is part of the way to success. Now, are you afraid of failing again? That question, you're the only one that can answer it. All right, so let's discuss this. Drop a comment, please. Let us know that you're following us. Very important. All right, I want to see your comment. It's very important. Thank you. That's the means of supporting us. Subscribe to the channel as well and be part of us. Okay, think in terms of solutions. Now, remember, you become what you think about most of the time. In the area of problem and difficulties, successful people have a particular way of thinking that you call solution orientation. Watch it. Successful people always have a way of thinking. Now, the summary of these things is telling us that the poor people think of problem more, think of their problem, while the rich think of solving solution. When there's a challenge, the next thing is what's the solution? The rich focus on solution, solving, getting solution, but the poor always think of problem. Think of something that will not make them become successful, but just trying to solve their problem, their needs. That's what the poor always think about. But because of time, I want to rush it. So think in terms of solution. Please write it down. Because of where we are going to, there's a place I want to lead you to, but you need to understand this. So we talked about failure, and we talked about failure. We talked about temporary failure can lead you to success. That every successful people, what they fail, and then they find their way becoming successful. That failure is part of what will lead you to the top. All right. Okay. So now we talked about think in terms of solution. Always think of solution. Solution in the business. All right. Let me just give you a little read up. Okay. Successful people think about solution most of the time, and not successful people think about problem and difficulties most of the time. I explained this to you. All right. The next one is problem solving is a skill. Now, problem solving is a skill. Let me explain this so that you understand. You have a skill in, there are people that have a skill in cutting hair. Some people have a skill in sewing clothes. Some people have a skill. Do you know that problem solving is also a skill? Now, let me explain this to you so that you understand. When you have a skill in solving problem, God, that's a great word. You can always learn to have a skill in solving problem. Once you have that skill, you can never be poor again. Because when there's a challenge, it always use the word challenge. When there's a challenge, the next thing your brain will start working, how to solve it, what to do, and the rest. Let's read about it. Unfortunately, problem solving is a skill like riding a bicycle or typing with a typewriter or a keyboard, which you can learn. The more you focus on solution, the more and better solution will come to you. The better you get at solving a problem, the faster you will be at solving its subsequences. Now, let me just summarize it for you here. The problem here is they say problem solving is a skill. Now, once you start solving problem, eh, you are in the process of getting to the top. See, when you are used to solving problem, you are in the process. You start asking yourself, what next? What next? And when a man get to that level of what next, Jesus, you are unstoppable. You are unstoppable again. Nothing can stop you. I'm telling you, I'm looking for that man who is not afraid to make that decision, who is not afraid. I want to invest in men. I love investing in men. Men that says, okay, what next? Yes, I encountered the problem. What next? I'm not afraid. Okay, yes, we can solve it. Then you study what you can do to solve it. You ask yourself questions. In that business, I want to be at the top. The passion to be at the top, the hunger to be at the top. My dad, my late dad always says something and says, let your eye pain you when you see someone succeeding. Don't envy the person, but feel a little pain. Let that pain motivate you. Let it be hunger to achieve that goal. What do you feel about success? Is to be hungry to win more. Then when you are angry, you are motivated. Just feel a little pain. I said, whoa, ah. So problem solving is a skill. Do you have the skill? You can learn it. You can start today. having that skill of problem solving. When you know how to solve a problem, you will definitely be so rich in your business and in whatever you do. All right, the next one is the theory of constraints. The constraints slash, let me use the word limited, you know. Okay, all right, let me do some. The theory says that between, someone who wrote this theory is called Ghost Rats. Good rats. It says the theory says that between you and anything you want to accomplish, there is a constraint or limited factor that determines how fast you can get to where you want to go. So in this process now, what it's trying to explain here is that we're reading the chapter 10. It's saying that there is that there is a gap between you and whatever you want to achieve. That there's always something that will limit you. And that thing that will limit you, just know that there's always something that will limit you. So now how can you solve it? We want to discuss about it. For example, let me explain to you now. For example, you are driving a car, and on the road as you're driving, there's a construction on the road, and then they cut a path where you will pass. Now you will discover that as cars are passing, there is going to be a slow. That means the movement, your movement, there will be your movement will not be that fast anymore. How will I use the word now? So that vehicle will not become slow. You'll not be driving slowly, right? Till you pass that particular destination. So in your journey of life, there's going to be some limitation that will slow the movement. And that will determine your pace, your speed in life. At that moment, will you slow down? At that moment, will you give up? So sometimes there might be a limitation, a constraint in your vision to achieve the goal. Something will slow you down, but the aim is that you are moving. You are doing something and then you are growing. That's what it's trying to explain here. Then it's not saying there's an internal versus external constraints. Or let's use the word limited. There's an internal and external. Then let's talk about the internal. Then it was not explaining here that 80% of your speed is you. You are the one that determine the 80% of the speed. That is the internal. Then 20% is the outside, the people, what you do, the people, the physical thing. But your real speed, you control the 80%. So now, how do you control yourself? What is your mindset? Your mindset is your growth. Your mindset determines the level of your speed. Hear me. There's a place I'm going to, and I'm almost there. The how you grow in your business, how the questions that you were not asking yourself, and that part I want to read it verbally. I was like, God, if everybody understand this, they will definitely grow in their business. Because when you focus on the company we want to build, you will see the question that we will always ask ourselves. Man, when you understand this, see, you are unstoppable. This is the reason why you're doing this program. Go. Because you always come to a place that will touch you. All right. Since 80% is about you to decide, and 20% is about the people to decide, then do your 80%. Decide it. Build your mindset of growth, the speed you want. Pay the price, not to sleep throughout, not to waste your time, not to put in 24 hours of your investment that God gave you, which is time. Don't use 16 hours for noise. Noise is something that will not improve your life. No, reduce your noise. Make sure that every day the noise is being reduced to achieve a greater goal. Okay, so that is it. Then look into yourself. Let's discuss that because you are still in that internal. Then watch, pay attention to this. Ask yourself, what is in me that is holding me back? Look deep within yourself and identify the key constraints in your personalities, temperament, skills, ability, habits, education, and experience that might be holding you back from achieving the goal that you have set for yourself. Ask, ask the brutal question. Be completely honest with yourself. What is holding you back? What is holding you back? Ask yourself that question every time. Be honest to yourself. What is holding you back from achieving that goal that you would have achieved? For me, I always say procrastination. Me personally. So I'm working on it. I don't want to procrastinate again. What holds you back from achieving that goal? Once you make a decision, do it. That's why I say the first thing to do is write your goals. Write everything you want to achieve. And then we discussed about it yesterday. Can you swallow an elephant? No, but you can bite it. Then decide. That means if you can bite the elephant, you can finish it, but you can't finish it at once. Your big goal, then divide it into months, from months to weeks, and so on. What is taking you back from you being good to achieve that money? That way, I love money. In fact, I don't know how much you, but for me, I love money. I just want to make money. Then I always say something like, let me just make money and let me see food to eat. My family, so that food shouldn't be our problem again. At least we know that okay, food is now our problem again. Then in the process of studying, I learned that the poor think of the food they want to eat, the bills they want to pay. That is what the poor think of. So they make money and they desire just to eat and pay all their bills. That is the eyes of the poor. The middle class think about how to live a life to impress people who does not even add value to them. Buy jewelry or buy whatsoever to impress the people who do not think, who will not even add value to them. So that's what the middle class does. So when they try to make money, their focus is how to impress people and live a life of impressing the people. He said, but the rich, they make money so that they can allow their money to be making more money for them. That is what the rich does. Not to impress you and then later on suffer. The rich has a vision, and their vision is until my money makes more money for me, I'm not using it to impress somebody. So once a money comes to them, the first thing is how can this money be doubled? How can this money be increased? Then I was looking at those that I love. I was like, the owner of Facebook. I look at the things he wear. Mike Zuckerberg. I look at Steve Jobs. I look at Donald Trump. I look at Elon Musk. I was looking at this man. I was looking at Dangote, the richest man in Africa. I was looking at Davido's dad, uh, Adeleke. I was looking at men of caliber. I was looking at the presidents, all the presidents that have ruled Nigeria. I was like, God, everybody has their level of thinking. Then I asked myself, where do I belong? Of course, I love gold. I love diamond. But there are people that I always look that I admire them. Is it this ones or this ones? I know I admire a lot about Elon Musk. I study about him and I admire him. And I look, this guy does not even care if he has his thing. What he cares about is vision to build more, to become this top. He just want to have fun. He just want to enjoy this level of top, not God. And I'm learning from them. It is who you look, you become. That is the truth. It is the people you look, you admire, you become. Listen, when you admire those who gangsters that smokes and do this, you admire them, you later become them. It is who you look. As your eyes are seeing, you are transforming. You are transforming to become it. So whatever you're seeing is what you transform to be. What do you want to be? Ask yourself that question. Look into yourself. All right. So now, all right. So another one is two major obstacles to success. The two major obstacles to success that will slow you down is just two things: your fear and your doubt. Job said, "What I fear the most have come upon me." Now, that is in the Bible. What it was trying to say is that so you are being afraid that you don't want to be poor. The fear of failing will always attract failure. And the moment there's a doubt in a progress in a process, you will always get that thing you're looking for. It's just like when we always that stories that they always tell women about men phone. Okay, in Africa, let me use Africa. In Nigeria, we always see something like uh, don't open your boyfriend's phone or don't open your husband's phone. If you open your husband's phone, what you are looking for, you will always see it. And if you see it, you'll be the one to suffer it. Don't open a man's phone. I believe you've heard about it. If you've not heard it, now the reason is because we Africans will not say, "Is it that you're looking for?" I am not. You will see it. You will see it now because there's something you are looking for. There's a doubt already that is making you go search for that thing. So at the end, when you search for it, you will see it. Now, in business, when there's a doubt already, you are already sending you are already sending a signal of failure already. There's a doubt. So what the two things that killed in business is this doubt and fear. Once there's a doubt already, there's a fear, and that's the truth. And then it kills. It kills. So what is this thing you are afraid of? Are you and are you afraid of failing? But like I said Elon Musk failed many times. And he was not afraid of failing. And he said, and what's his man's name again? One that discovered light. He said, I failed many times and I discovered many ways of doing it right. It means the more I fail, the more I'm discovering the better way of doing it right. What are you afraid of? Now let's ask a question. If they take everything away from you now, because your hope is that it is only this business I have or only this job I have. So if they take all these things away from you, will you die? That is when you will know that you have this energy to make more money. See, once they take these things from you, that is when you will know who you are. I told you yesterday, I said, you are far. You don't even know who you are. You're worth more than the way you think you are. You're worth more than it. I'm telling you. But because there is a doubt in you, and then you are afraid, because the first thing that limits a man is they don't want to be insulted. No man wants to be disgraced. So because of that, they withhold some things because they don't want to fail. They don't want to be intimidated. They don't want to. That's the nature of a man. And because they are thinking about what will people say, it's affecting their level of growth to take the next step because they are afraid of failure. Because they are afraid of failure, they are afraid of taking the next step to achieve the goal. But in life, when there's no challenge, I was telling my friend, I said, this your project is crazy. My friend took me to the project that he's building. And man, I said, Jesus, see project. He said, see, the project is giving him a headache. I said, I love this kind of project. I want a project that will give me a headache, that will stress me. I'm done with this project. What next? If I ask you now, what do you want to achieve? What is this major goal that you want to achieve? And that you're crazy about, because you must be crazy. That everything that is happening to you should be in line. You will try to convert everything to the goal, to that project, that goal. Once you achieve it, the next question you ask yourself is, okay, what next? So make the life interesting. Make your life interesting, that there is things you're working towards. Now, I'm done with this project. I need a higher one. What next? You ask yourself, what next? What is the next project? Come on. So you're like, yeah, I'm having fun. What's the next project? What's giving me a headache? See, you will live long because you are being active. But when there's no project you're working on, no project that is stressing your brain to work, man, find a project that will stress your brain. You are thinking that you need to raise this money to do this thing. Listen, increase your level of finance, your level of hunger. Come on. See, you are not born to be poor. Listen, I say it every day and I want to repeat it today. I said, you are not the poor trying to be rich. No, you are the rich discovering your identity. It is who you are. It is not braggadocios. Listen, you have so much in you. As far you can think, as far you can imagine, you can own an estate. You can own it. As far you can see it from your mind. It is not motivation. It is the reality of life. See, as far nobody stops you from imagining. And as far the level at which you can imagine is the level at which you can achieve. It's about getting to work and asking yourself questions. Hear me? Sometimes it is not you, it is the people around you you will use. People who are more intelligent than you. I'm telling you. See, you want a lot that you can achieve. What are you afraid of? What is this fear? What is this doubt? Kill it. Are we together? I was getting high, I was getting stirred up. I need to control it, because if I enter this doubt and fear, I won't live here. I need to control it. Hear me? Nothing. God. Then if you can feel me, drop your comments. Nothing. Nothing. Sometimes, because of our challenge, there are people's call we cannot pick. Come on. Face your fear. See, it is a part of life. It is a part of life. Pick the call. And then, secondly, one of the things you need to learn is just be truthful. See, it's because we are not saying the truth and we are covering things, and that is why we don't pick some calls. We are afraid. Learn to be real, and then face it. Face the reality, and you will see your life and you will see your level of income. Please drop your comment. I want to feel that you're learning. Share it. Share this program to your Facebook, to your WhatsApp, your TikTok, and whatever. It will help us to grow. It will help you. Just help one person, just a social media person, just because of just this program. Just one word. The person is hearing from you, Jesus. Might have changed the person's life. You won't know who you're helping. All right. And this is just to help you direct your day. Okay? Okay, let's start. Negative emotion can be unlearned. Negative emotion can be unlearned, meaning that you learn negative emotion. While you are growing up, I was saying something yesterday. You were trained to know that, oh, this person is poor, this person is rich, oh, this person hurts me, this person do this. A negative emotion can fail you in the business. That negative emotion. So you can unlearn it, that everything is positive. There's no more negative emotion. You can unlearn the negative thing and learn the right thing. Let me do a little bit. Unfortunately, there is if there is anything good about doubt and fear, it is that they are both learned emotion. Have you ever seen a negative baby? Have you ever seen a baby that is negative? They want to go everywhere. They want to touch everywhere. You are the one that will say, stop, don't go here. That's where you have a mentor. Are you together? Children come into the world with no doubt or fear at all. And whatever has been learned can be unlearned through practice and repetition. Are you seeing it? So, to you now, do you understand this? Children don't know what is called doubt. Children don't know what is called fear. The parents taught them. Because they grew up not knowing it. Jesus. As I was talking about this, I was like, how am I raising my child? I'm asking myself the question. Because the way I want to raise my child is different from the normal ways. God, can I say something? Mommy, forgive me. A parents made mistake. I'm telling you. The way they raised me, the way they raised us, is not their fault. It is the way they were trained. And I said to myself, the mistake my parents made, I won't do it to my children. I won't put that pressure to my own family. Our parents raised us and they build us that when they're growing old, we'll be the one to take care of them. I won't do that to my children. So they give their all, living a life of will pay back what they did to us. No, I won't do it to my children. Live and keep enjoying your life, and I'll keep enjoying my life. I am the generation of the world that will be growing without you stressing yourself to come and help dad. Dad will always grow and grow and be seeing you growing and be happy. Is a choice I made. Many of us today, there are some things that we want to do. But when we look at our parents and we look at our loved ones, the money that we would have used to succeed and do something better to make the family, to make your level of income increase, we now have to say, hold on first. We'll take the money to go and solve problems that will not help us in our finance. And at the end, we all will be suffering it. That is the life of the poor. Sometimes it's very important to correct it. Listen, listen. That brought you to this earth. Sometimes you need to understand how the rich think. Build a wealth first to enable you help them. Focus on more of the solution. More. But I'm going to discuss that later. This means you can unlearn. That's what I'm trying to explain here. Whatever you have learned, you can always unlearn and direct yourself. The things that the rich say, sometimes it's heavy, and the step they take, if only you can take such step. Sometimes it's not easy. It's a step and it's a sacrifice to achieve a bigger goal. Are you following? So to unlearn, but we're there, right? Now, the key to courage and confidence. The key to courage. Okay, almost done. All right, let me be very fast. The key to courage and confidence in your business. How courageous are you? There's a path I'm going to that I want to get it. Now, the way that you develop courage and confidence is with knowledge and skills. See, let me explain this thing to you like this. What will take over? Note this thing is skill and knowledge. Try as much as you can to always get skills. Skills will always provide you body. I'm telling you. Now, you learn it. Skill is something that you always learn. When you have the skill, that means you have the knowledge. Jesus. You can never fall. Your income will always increase. Have a skill to improve in your business. Okay, let's rush this thing because of the place I want to go. Okay. Then the keys to courage and confidence. So they were saying you should always know something about. That means it is knowledge and skills, but okay. Think about learning to drive for the first time. So in learning to drive for the first time, we just want to look at the example. In learning to drive for the first time, you know that you'll be afraid, you'll make mistake, to hold the steering and the rest. But the moment you are driving every day, you start becoming perfect. Then you're no longer afraid again. But at the beginning, to even enter the car because you want to drive, you're learning, you're afraid every time. But the more you drive, you become good. The same thing goes to the skills of what you want to achieve. That thing you want to achieve, that skill you're learning, at the beginning is tough because you don't know it. Every skill at the beginning is tough. But the willingness to say, I will get to the end of this thing. I will fail, I will understand, but teach me, let me learn it. See, once you know this, once you have this mindset, you will grow big. See, you will never lack. You can use just one thing to be creating money and be creating money, and you will not lack. At the end, you start having many ways of making money. Mostly when you have a skill of building a business, Jesus, you have that skill. That's what I want to tell you here because of those who want to build. We are getting to that place. A skill of building a business, and then you now have a skill of I can turn a business to thousand and thousands to million. You have that skill. Then what is now your fear when you have the skills already? And you know that it's certain that I know how to drive and I can drive this car. Give me any car, I can drive it. This means once you have a skill already, that means give me any business, I will take it to millions. Then powerful versus powerless. Let's talk about it. Okay, Dr. Martins Seligman of the University of Pennsylvania spent more than 25 years in studying the phenomenon of what he called learned helplessness. He said, what the man conclude after interviewing and studying many thousands of people watch the history. This is the thing I want you to know. When they say a man is making research and research about people, watch what it will come about. Was that more than 80% of the population suffers from learned helplessness to some degree and occasionally to a very high degree. People suffering from learned helplessness feel that they are incapable of achieving their goals and improving their lives. Now, let me summarize what this thing is saying. It's saying that most people believe in not achieving their goals. Most people, they believe that they are not capable of doing it. They have that mindset of, I'm not capable of doing it. Since I'm not, if you tell them to do this thing, I cannot do it. Man, this thing is hard. If you tell them to do this one, they want to make money. They will tell you, carry me along. Like people that I know a lot, carry me along, show me the way, carry me along, show me the way. Once you show them the way, they will start giving excuse. I'm telling you. It's not about showing them the way, it's about your willingness. They will start calling you, engineer, show me way, show me this, show me this, show me way. Are you ready? And then they tell you, can you be a marketer? Can you market? Is there any other thing again apart from this one? And that I'm telling you evidence of things I see. So the summary is, he said 80% of people have this mindset. They are not ready. That is the truth. And you don't belong to among those people that are not ready. So become an unlearned person. Are we together? Now, unlearned helplessness. Let's go there because of time. Because I want to get to that place that I want to tell you about how to build a business, how you can be asking that question to help that business become a multi-million. Set up a project. We're going to discuss a practical here and see if it's going to affect you. Now, on learning helplessness. Yes, learned helplessness is usually caused by destructive criticism in childhood, negative experience growing up, and failure experience in an adult. Are you seeing it? Failure of an experience as a child, criticism, those things. Like God, you cannot grow. So because you have already learned all those things, all those negative things that the earth has to offer. And I told you right from that, I said, be the city right now is in your mind. The city is in your mind. That there's no negative thing. There's no death. There's no failure. All the thing you see is positive. Build it in your mind. What do you watch in your phone? Once there's death, just wipe it away. Just focus on everything positive, and then you start attracting the things you see. I've told myself and my loved ones who gave me weakness, I don't know what it's called lack. Ask them, give me any project. Oh, money for rent, money for this, money for that. Okay, we are building this, I'm building a project, I'm doing this. They're like, engineer, where does the money come from? I'm like, don't worry, the money will come. I'm not afraid. I'm telling you. This is my mindset. I'm like, okay, this, give me 1 month for this. Okay, give me 3 days for this. Give me 1 week for this. And I mean, the cash is not there. But the mindset is that I don't tell you, see, I was like, I've built my life this way. The money will come. I'm looking at the project I want to build now. I'm telling you right now. And the project, the money is heavy. But I'm thinking every day, what would I do to raise this money? Okay, what am I doing? Okay, I have to save this, I have to do this. I'm thinking. But see, there's a must in my mind that I will raise the money for that project. So there's no doubt. There's no any iota of mendacity that I cannot raise the money. See, I am 100% sure that I will raise the money. I'm so sure. So I put the brain to work, thinking of the ways to raise the money because I am sure. So the brain will just be thinking, even when I don't want to think. Sometimes I don't want to think. I don't want to invert. I just want to rest. But the brain will, as far as said, I will raise the money. Even in my, the brain will always think, okay, 2 days time. This investment can give you. This thing can give you. Okay, do this. The brain is at work because I said I will raise the money. And in my heart, I must raise the money. And I'm willing to do the project. There's a willingness to do the project. You, the project you have, what is in your mind? Oh, I can't raise the money. There's no way I can raise the money. I cannot meet up. I have this need. I have this need. What do? You have shut down the brain from thinking, from working, from saving, from putting yourself. Come on. You are the definition of your speed. You are the definition of your speed, of your growth. Okay, I'm coming to the place where I'm almost close to the place where the business aspect is. Yes, we are almost there. So follow me. This I will read it verbally because that is the part that you need. Now we are not asking ourselves that question. But let's quickly hit this thing. The trap of the comfort zone. The trap of the comfort zone. This is chapter 10. Your roadblocks. So these are the things that you have to now work on so that there cannot be a roadblocks for you again to achieve your goal. So remove the roadblocks is a topic to achieve that goal, that dream, that amount you want to make, that amount you say, that company you want to build or whatsoever. Your office, why are you not making more money? You're supposed to be making the office. Can you make more money in the business? Okay, what should I do to make more money? That is, you see it here practical, and then you'll be asking yourself, oh, as if I know these things, I would have achieved it. The trap of the comfort zone. You are too comfortable in the business you are doing. That amount you are earning, you are just too comfortable. That's what it's trying to say here. In your workplace, you're too comfortable. And because you're comfortable, you don't want to go to the next level. You are contented with it. So there's nothing like challenge. Like I always tell my friend, I said, oneness, I just want to do a big project. I said, the project that my friend took me to, I said, why you carry me come here? Because you allow my brain to be thinking because I know who I am. The pressure. I told him, I said, Jesus, look at project, God. See, through that night, I did not sleep. And I love myself for that. And I called myself, don't put for pressure. Now, I'm going to work. Now, I don't ask myself, what is that project? I started working on my project. Now, I'm raising the money for my project. When I finish the project, the next thing is, my mind will tell me, I've done it. I will clap myself because I must finish it to 100%. If you're doing a project, make sure you always finish it to 100%. Then the question you now ask yourself is oneness. That is what life is all about. Elon Musk finished SpaceX. They tell me ask himself, okay, oneness. He said he wants to be the robot. What's next in your life? What's next? Make it fun and interesting. You will live longer than you expected. But if your life is not interesting, there is no work, it's not fun anymore. Sometimes your failure is fun, so that you tell the story, man. See why I failed that day. I was shaking in the business. But it's fun. That's what life is all about. Activity, adventure. Make it interesting. Make your life interesting. I want to raise this money. I will raise it. Take your time. Let's see. Enjoy the process. Hey God, I wish I know these things. But let's talk about the business aspects. I'm going there. Hmm? Hmm. So don't be comfortable where you are. You can make more. Don't, everything that money, that salary you're earning or that particular money, I think you're becoming comfortable about it. No, keep that comfort. It's time to aim high. Have a project, focus on it. How can I be saving from this? I want to hit this thing. So don't become really comfortable again. Start thinking. Let your brain let it start working. Activate the brain. All right. Then set a big challenge goal. A challenging goals. I think you have set it already. So go back to our other previous messages and then understand how to set a big goal, a big one, and then get to work. Put it in your mind that you must achieve that goal. All right. So organize your obstacles by priority. Now, let me read this thing. It's very important. Yeah, okay. Organize your obstacles by priority. Or something like whatever the problem, define it severally, different ways before you attempt to solve it. Whatever the problem is, so define it severally, define it in a different ways before you solve it. Beware of any problem for which there is only one definition or one way of solving it. It says you beware of it. That means there should be many ways of solving the problem. If it's only one way of solving that problem, beware of it. Beware of it. That means let that problem have a many ways of solving it so that you don't know that okay, it can be solved. So that it will not affect or slow you down from achieving your goal. I'm talking about business people here. Now, I just have to read it through. When you ask the question with regard to your goal, why am I not there already? Why am I not making that money yet already? Why am I not there already? What what answer comes to your mind? What is holding you back? What is standing in your way? These are the kind of questions you should ask. Is it at this point that you have to drill down to determine the correct obstacle before you begin taking steps to remove it? You do this by asking this question: what else could be the problem after each definition of the problem? So if you're asking yourself these questions, why am I not growing? Why is the income not increasing? What is happening? Is a question that you're asking yourself. The moment you have the answer, then you have different answers. You're entering the right path to solving it. Don't have only one way to answer these questions. I want to raise the money. What way will I raise the money? If you have only one process of raising the money, there's a problem because you may not meet up. So you should have at least two, three. That's why I say different ways. Why am I not growing? Because of time, I have to be fast. Conducting a sales analysis. We have entered this. Every businessman or woman sells something. You must have something you are selling. And one of the things you sell is yourself. So this part is for you. And you must become see, you're working for somebody, it is not bad. But you must learn to work for yourself. It's very important. Because of time, my time is up, but I have to raise this one. So let's read it through. Okay. In the work, let me be very fast. There's an example of the question process. We are not making enough sales. Watch it. We are not making enough sales. We are not selling enough. What else could be the problem? Since we are not making enough sales, what else could be the problem? Write this thing down. These are the questions you should ask. Our individual sales are not large enough per customers. So these things we are selling is not enough for customers. What else could be the problem? Our advertising is not attracting enough customers. What else could be the problem? So in your business, you advertise, but now it is not attracting customers. What else is the problem? This is not attracting. Write it down, write the question down. Sit down and be solving this thing, because there's no way you answer this thing and you will not grow. Let us say I'm going to read this for you verbally and I'm close to it. Okay. As you can see, whichever of these obstacles turn out to be the correct problem will require a completely different course of action to solve it. All right. Now, because of time, I want to read down. I want to drill you on that particular one. So please, you might be able to write this thing down. I will snap it and send it to you because we are almost done. Keep drilling deeper. Keep drilling deeper. Now, this means you see those questions, keep asking it, keep going deeper in asking. It's about your business, it's about your sales. You're not getting results in your income. What is the problem? You ask the question, what will be the solution? Have 2, 3, 4 ways to solve it, not one way to solve it. In the business, you want to grow heavily. This is the part you need to learn. Pay attention well to this thing. It's very important. See, this is where the key to building a business is. Don't run from this. This is the key. Why am I not getting the result I should get? Then, what are the give a 4 ways why you're not getting it and why you should get it. Now, let's dance this. Let's drill it deeper. This is the main part. So I want to read it verbally. You could say, our customers are not buying enough from us. Are we together? Our customers are not buying enough from us. What else could be the problem? Ask yourself that question. Then have at least 3 answers to it. What else could be the problem? The reason why customers are not buying from you. Our customers are not buying frequently enough from us. What else could be a problem? Now, there's a difference between you have a customer that is buying every time. Every time. You know that you have a steady customers. Then your character matters. There's a lot of things that is in line to this. So what else could be the problem why they're not buying every time? Now, have at least 4 5 answers to this. See, it will help you to grow in the business. See, if you do not grow, call me a scam when you follow this process, because it's going to help you well. This is a man that has spent years. I believe this man is right now. I was listening to his message yesterday. It's something to something now. Brian Tracy, God, this man, out of experience, they're telling you this in business, you will definitely grow. The next question is, our sales people are not selling enough to our customers. Our sales people are not selling enough to our customers. This could lead to total revamping of the quality of the sales force through better recruiting, training, and so on. Now, it means it could lead to are you getting it now? The recruiting, the quality of the product and whatsoever. What could you do to solve this problem? Another one. Our customers are buying too many of our products from our competitors. Now they are buying the product from another people. What else could be the problem? How can we do it so that they will buy from us, not our competitors? See, business is a competition. You must ask yourself a question. And then when you ask this question, find at least 4 solutions to it, not one. Have 4, 5, and then work with it. Now, our competitors are selling so many of their products to our customers. Jesus. So people are selling things to your customers. How can you solve this thing? This answer forces you to ask, what value or benefit do our prospective customers are seeing in the purchasing from the competitors? That is, what are they seeing that they're buying from these other people than us? What else could be the problem? Are you seeing those questions? These are questions you need to ask. I think I'm gonna snap it and send it to the page so that you will see. Once you know how to solve these problems, you will definitely know how to win big, heavily. So these are questions you ask. Are we together? Then apply the right solution to the right problem. Very important. Apply the right solution to the right problem. One of the greatest waste of time and money is applying the wrong solution in the wrong problem in the first place. Are we together? So apply the right solution in a problem. Not just answer these things and start applying it. All right, because of time, I'm almost done. Increase your income. Very important. How to increase your money? When you ask these questions, let me just give you an example like, I am not contributing enough value to be worth more money. What else should I do? This means you are asking yourself questions. I'm not giving that much to be getting this kind of money. What else should I do? I am not good enough at what I do to be capable of getting results that are worth more than I am earning today. What else should I do? Ask these questions and you will grow. I don't use my time efficiently enough during my work days. What else could be the problem? My time, am I using it well? What else could be the problem? So that my income can increase. I'm asking all these questions because I want to double my income. I must double my income. So these are questions that you ask. Then define the obstacles as a goal. Now, your goal is all these questions you ask now, you are asking. Now make it as a goal. That means as a target. And tell yourself that I want to solve it and put a date. This one I will solve it. This one, all these questions you answer, make it as a goal. That means I will solve them. Every day I'll be solving them. What I will do, share the goals that every day before this month end I will solve it. Before these 2 weeks, I want to solve this thing so that my income will increase. Make it as a target for yourself. Make it a goal. Write it down and be seeing it, and you will achieve it. Strive for accuracy. Make sure that these things are solved and it is accurate the way you planned it. Go crazy about it. Then almost every problem can be solved. Believe me, there is nothing you want that cannot be solved. Are we together? Okay, learn from it. Hope you enjoy your day. Then to wrap up this, just identify a major goal and then ask, what aren't I there already? That means identify the major goal and then ask yourself, why are you not there already? Once you know the goals, why are you not there already? Look into yourself and face the possibility that it is your own fear and doubt that are your biggest roadblock. Your fear and doubt is what is delaying you from achieving it. And then tell yourself that, okay, let me kill this fear. Nothing. Since fear is part of the way to success, let me do these things. I'm not ashamed. If I go down and I lose all my money, I'm not afraid, but I just want to learn and I want to grow big. Ask yourself all these questions and you go identify the constraint or limited factor in yourself, the situation, then set the speed at which you want to achieve, the speed at which you want to achieve the goal. Focus, give yourself time. If there's no time to it, you are just doing a discussion, you're not learning. If there's no time, there's a particular time that you want to achieve it. When you don't achieve it, you add another time to it. Because you just like like I said yesterday, setting a gun without a bullet. When there's no time, there's no limit to it. There must be a limit, a time strain to say, before this day, I will achieve it. So that you can, the energy, and you know that giving yourself a time to achieve that goal. Develop several definition of your major problem or obstacle. Ask, what else is the problem? In the obstacles, always ask, what else is the problem? Okay, this is the problem. What else is the problem? And how will I solve it? All right, this is all. Then define your best solution as a goal and set a deadline to make the plans achieve. So this is chapter 10 Hope you enjoyed it. Okay, then tomorrow we will be discussing on become an expert in your field, in the business you are doing, in how to achieve your goal, how to make more money, whatsoever. Become an expert in it. That means even in your sleep, you know that you will make this money, you will achieve it, you will increase in the field you are, and then watch it. This is all we'll take today. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I always say, share the link, support us, drop a comment, like I always say. Life is so sweet when you understand the secret to create wealth. Take responsibility for your finance or get into taking orders for the rest of your life. You are either a master of money or a slave to it, your choice. I remember your friend, P.A.J. God bless you. Stay tuned to tomorrow by 6 a.m.